All right, let's go on to our next slide
Yeah.
here. We got Nate Diaz,
No.
No,
and then we have
no.
Platinum
What?
Mike Perry. This fight is going to be very exciting. We'll keep on going through. All right, let's get to that. All right,
The
goodbye, Todd.
Nigerian.
The Nigerian Nightmare, the king of BKFC himself, Mike Perry, is taking on Nathan Diaz. This fight is this one. I think it obviously the odds are the closest on this one, but the matchup is very exciting. You still with us, Tyler?
The Paul brothers own both of these gentlemen. Mike
Yeah,
Perry's gonna get it done.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Mike Perry. He actually. So if you remember the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, it was supposed to be held in the summer, and but Mike Tyson had ulcers, I believe, and had to pull out because he was hospitalized like a few weeks before. And Mike Perry was a late, late replacement for that one. He did get TKO'd, but I not to bury the lead for myself, but I'm also going with Mike Perry. I think if you take that Jake Paul fight out, he's only seen success in the bare knuckle arena. So if Nate Diaz is going to have luck, he's going to have to use that reach. He's going to have to use his toughness, eat some shots to give some shots. And then I don't know. Nate Diaz is not he's a BJJ black belt. He's got a handful of submissions on his resume, but he's not the one to take you down. And I don't think Mike Perry is going to engage in wrestling. That's part of the reason why I got out of the UFC. It'd be if maybe Nate Diaz pulls out a veteran bag of tricks and maybe a little tie clinch trip or something like that, gets him down. Then I really could see this going Nate's way. I mean, he put Jake Paul in a guillotine choke in their
In a
boxing
boxing
match.
match, yeah.
But yeah, I also think if hunger, who wants it more? Nate Diaz, he had his fights with McGregor. He had the Jake Paul fight. Just had the Jorge Masvidal boxing match. So it he's set with some generational wealth. Mike Perry hasn't done too bad. He also got that Jake Paul bag, but he's still 34. He's really became the face of BKFC, and I think he just wants it more. He's got that drive, and he's not getting knocked out by Nate. I would be
That
very
is
surprised.
another point I actually wanted to talk on. Did you guys know that Nate Diaz's first fight ever was a bare knuckle fight when he was 17?
No,
Doesn't surprise me one bit.
But that was it.
No.
That was
That would
it.
explain a lot.
No, that was the only bare knuckle fight the man's ever done. Meanwhile, Mr. Mike Perry,
wow.
like we've talked about, is a bare knuckle expert, and I think it's going to be going more in depth to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. I think Diaz, being a submission artist who does have some power behind his arms, is going to try to get Perry on the ground. Coming after him, like I said, with that Sean Strickland style. Mike Perry, block. All right.
Do you think he'll catch him coming in?
Yes. And then I also, in an interview I was watching with Mike Perry, saw that he started it off by making the claim that because he was one of the only white people in his neighborhood growing up, that he experienced a lot of discrimination and bullying. And I just thought that was wild to hear that was the first thing out of the man's mouth. Before we get to the next fight, Kevin, since I know that you picked the same as me and Kern on this one, and you picked the same as us on the last one, I am so ready to grill the loving crap out of you for this next fight.
I mean, Tyler just used some very impressive reasoning skills there. So
I can think sometimes.
All right.
Well, okay.
All right. Come on.
Wait, what you got?
All good. Okay. No, I was just gonna say, Tyler made some really good observations. Nate Diaz, every time he opens his mouth, I just can't help but laugh. The guy I don't know what goes on in that man's brain, if anything at all. He is hilarious without trying to be.
He's
And
the man.
you could say that, yeah, I guess. The thing is, both these guys, I just love this fight because they're both so odd, and neither of them have the best fight IQ. Like, let's be honest. Like Mike Perry, like the guy's got bombs in his hands. Like, and I will say he's a very exciting fighter to watch because he only goes forward. Like the guy does not care about getting punched in the face. Neither does Nate. That guy eats. That guy eats punches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like there has not been a single Nate Diaz fight I've watched where he's not basically a human punching bag and bleeding. And I know we've already made our picks. We're all on the same page. I don't know if Mike Perry can knock Nate out cold, but I do think he can hurt him bad enough to where, because Nate has a lot of
Yeah.
scar tissue on his head. I do think that like a cut could open up and they'll stop the fight. But either way, I just want to see a really entertaining fight. Like out of all the ones on this card, obviously the main event's going to be great. Well, we hope that it'll be great, but I think this one is going to deliver for sure.
Yeah, this
There's
one
a
has
chance
that
to
Cub
deliver. I'm
Swanson
very
Nate
curious
land
to